bastards, and welcome back once again to Gomathzon. Now, I'm going to tell you, this game is just full of surprises. Every single time I play it, I'm just surprised by something. It never fails. Now, last episode we had sent out a scout to see if they could find help from the hero of balance, who was said to be living in the area, and we were all left at a terrible cliffhanger. Was Ageless able to get some help? Well, judging by that intro, I'd say so. Now, a little behind the scenes stuff here. I didn't think there'd be a chance in hell that Bim would actually want to live here at the fortress, and so I didn't even have that in my mind. But I knew he had a bunch of crazy angel weapons over at his place, and so I thought Ageless, our scout, could just grab those, bring them back here, and we could use them for our dwarves here. But unfortunately, Bim had them all in his backpack, and I had nothing to trade, so I decided to retire Ageless at Snarl Hill, and then take control of Bim to have him drop those items. So I retired Ageless, and then when I took control of Bim, he was here, at Gomathzon. Yep, here he is right here, getting a drink, walking through this food stockpile. He decided to move in here all by himself. None of the honey badger men are here, just him. Apparently old Bim here was so taken with our single dwarven scout that he decided to move in all by himself. So he's here, as well as all of his angelic weapons that he collected out of that vault, which really is something. And so yeah, he's just hanging around, which really is just amazing to me. The hero of balance has finally joined sides with the dwarves. Those goblins are so screwed, I'll tell you. Oh, and if you look right here, Atis Delarmatul has gained the nickname Balance Seeker, as well as the profession Scout. Yeah, here she is, just in our meeting hall hanging out. She didn't come back to Gomathzon by herself, I had to walk her all the way back. But she's doing pretty good. I'll have to keep my eyes on her. I really feel like we have to develop her character a little bit more. I feel kind of bad for her just because she's being overshadowed by the hero of balance who's now here. Well, I'm sure she'll gain character in time, no worries. Anywho, back to business. Here we are in Gomathzon. Legend Helm. Quick look around. Okay, we have to open up all the gates, get this place running back up at 100% efficiency. This fortress really isn't even a fortress yet, it's kinda shabby. We have our temple over here, we really should do some more work on that. We still only have a dormitory up here, none of these rooms are furnished or anything yet. We'll have to fix that. Oh, we really have to go down here and fix up this underground area too. There's no defenses down here, and that's really horrible. What are all these creatures? Why are there so many animals coming in from underground? Doesn't make any sense. Well, that's strange. Whatever. Let's see, above ground, we need a nice new entrance to the fortress. Oh my god, we really have to do something with all these divine weapons here. All kinds of stuff. We have tall, blazing metal shields. Dwarves can use those. Bulky, blazing metal lashes, like a whip. That's pretty neat. But all this armor is far too big for my dwarves. Large, sleek, blazing metal high boots. Large, sleek, shining cloth face veils. Yeah, all this shit is way too big. Not gonna be able to do anything with those clothes. Except trade them, I guess. But this armor we can actually melt down, I believe, and make new things out of it, which is pretty exciting. Very interesting. Yeah, we have to do something with all this. We don't want a single piece of any of this armor getting stolen by Kias. I guess I'll just throw it all down in this temple/storage area now. That's gotta be a little sacrilegious, huh? Oh well, gotta do what you gotta do, right? Anyways, we actually have a bunch of bones too, from all the angels that Bim killed. Mudung's puppet bones, Fate Spirit bones, and so I think I'm gonna start carving those into crafts. It'd be a shame to let them go to waste. You know, it is crazy to see Bim Silversnarl just walking around the fortress, harvesting plants with the dwarves, kind of minding his own business, immediately integrated. Good to see him doing stuff. I mean, he's been sitting around for 20 years, doing nothing, pretty much retired. It probably feels good to get up and moving again, I would imagine. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something special with this guy, I think. But what, I'm not sure. We'll figure it out in time. But for now, you can continue your work, Hero of Balance. We appreciate your help. Oh my god, I just noticed we have 21 merchants who now live in the fortress here. This is the same problem we ran into in Zalutadil, where I retired the fortress, and when I unretired it, there were a bunch of merchants living there who would accept no task whatsoever. And there are 21 of them. I think there were 3 in Zalutadil. Oh my god, and they're all drinking? Like, all of them are drinking currently. Just having a gigantic drunken party over here in our drink stockpile. Wow, what the hell? That's something. Yeah, get out of there, you losers. Oh man. Yeah, we have some work to do here in Gomathzon. Oy. Alright, so I guess first things first, I'm gonna nicen up this place a little bit. These dwarves are gonna need some proper accommodations before I set them to work. I don't need them stressing out too much. Just a little bit. Oh, and some nice farms would be good too. Not these janky old dirty ones. We need to be able to provide for our dwarves, right? Farms, rooms, maybe some offices, and we'll make sure to get all those important items down underground here. Bunch of tedious crap. I'm gonna get to it, and I'll be right back. Oh, got an artifact here. Onget Rigothlycot the Artisan has created Akgas Telmith, a mule bone left gauntlet. That sounds like it's got some potential. Let's take a look. Clinch tresses. Super boring. This is a mule bone left gauntlet. All craft dwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with radiant cut rubicells and encircled with bands of mule bone. Just the left gauntlet too. You think it could at least made a pair? Yeah, really not too much to say about it, honestly. Other than, throw it in the pile and get back to work. Now then, let's see here. Still tooling away in the fortress here, trying to get these rooms set up. We've finally cleaned out all these spare items in all these bedrooms here, and there are actually beds in them now. So we're all set with that. Proper bedrooms, good to go. If you look over here, you can see the farms have been redone. A giant pain in the ass, mind you. But it's done, and they seem to be working fine, which is good. Over here in the Temple of Tomud, you can see we've already stored away most of those important items that we had above ground. There are still quite a few up there. Although I'm not too concerned, I haven't seen many Kias recently. Oh my god, there's actually a half dozen on the map right now. Great. Good, no, good. And they appear to be moving in towards this area where all of our rare and important items are. Good. Great. Ugh, well, I really don't have a solution to this problem. Not a quick one anyways. Well, not that she has much experience or anything, but Attis here is now actually part of our military. The only part of our military. She's the only one in our military. She's part of a squad known as the Steel Scout, and she's the only member of it. She's very lightly armored with bone armor that had made special for her out of the bones of those angels that Bim brought here. Fate Spirit bone gauntlets, Mudung's puppet bone leggings, and a Fate Spirit bone helm as well, which is pretty cool. And she's also equipped with a tall blazing metal shield and a thin blazing metal spear, both found in that vault as well. I intend to use her to search down in the caves later on. But for now I think I'm going to send her up here and try to use her to protect these items. Let's go, Attis. Your first mission. Seriously though, Kias suck so much. Here she comes, up through the back entrance of Gomathzon. Hurry up, Attis, will ya? Alright, and she's here. Just keep an eye out, Attis. You know what, maybe I'll tell her to kill Kias as well. There we go. Where are you going? You know, you're not doing a very good job of your first mission. God damn it, Kias are all over the place now. How about you, Bim? Want to help out here? Lazy hero balance. I haven't done much with him yet. He's still feeling the place out, I'd imagine. I wouldn't think he's used to such a busy life. And that's okay, I'm sure in time he'll grow to love the place. But for now, Bim, you just do you. Well, anyways, I really hope those Kias don't take anything. But not hoping too hard, I guess. Whatever. Alright, so then. Our farm is up and running. We have plenty of rooms now. I feel like the next thing we should worry about is a military. As I had said before, just a small military. And you know, I think I'm going to put their barracks right here, leading off this entryway here. Kinda in the middle of everything. Now let's see how to do this. I don't really want to make it too boring. It is just going to be the 1 or 2 squads, I'm thinking. Start off with a little entrance like this. Yeah, we'll take it back a bit, but not that much. What the hell, I'm going to make this thing gigantic. Just because I feel like it. How's that? Yeah, I like the looks of it. Change this all to marker only, because it's going to be multiple Z levels tall. Because again, why the hell not? I feel like it. 5 Z levels sounds good. And we'll start from the top down as usual. You know, the thing I'm excited for the most about this military is getting the chance to use this divine metal up here. We're going to have to melt down all these pieces of armor because they're far too big for my dwarves to wear. But the weapons and shields should be fine. And actually in that pile there are a number of bulky blazing metal lashes, which sounds super cool to me. And I figured, hey, we're on the plains of whipping, right? It's almost too perfect. Imagine a squad of dwarves armored in blazing metal, whipping their fiery lashes. It's gonna be amazing, I'm telling you. In time, in time. Anywho, I'm gonna keep carving out this barracks here, and I'll get back to you when we've progressed a little bit. I'll be right back. And yet another artifact. Doran de Tangongith, the Cogs dwarf, also a warrior from Future Lanterns, has created Amcololum Seshosel, a blazing metal. Now before I tell you what this is exactly, a little background here. I saw that one of the dwarves was having a strange mood, and that they were a weaponsmith. God, was I excited, guys. So I went ahead and forbade all of the metals that weren't blazing metal, in the hopes that they would make a weapon out of blazing metal. And I've got to tell you what, guys, I was sorely disappointed. It's an animal trap made out of divine metal. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It just still hurts, I guess, when something like this happens. You know what I mean. Anyways, let's take a look at this thing. It might still end up being kind of cool. Council disperses. The socket of fragrances. Oh my god, and it's super lame, too. It menaces with spikes of blazing metal and pear wood. That's it. A blazing metal animal trap with some spikes on it. I couldn't have gotten a mace, another axe perhaps, maybe a spear? No. It's an animal trap. Oh my god. And thanks for wasting our metal, too. Hey. Well, throw it in the pile and get back to work, you loser. Anyways, Yeah, that actually totally sucks that he wasted our blazing metal on that. I managed to get all those items melted that were made out of the stuff, except for the lashes. And we only ended up with 34 bars, down to 32 now. That doesn't give us a lot to work with, unfortunately. And before you tell me down in the comments, I know there are ways to duplicate metals. I'm not going to be doing that though. I like to use what I have. That's just how I roll. So it looks like we're going to have to be resourceful, dwarves. But I'm not too sure in what way. We'll get it sorted out in time, no worries. I mean, after all, we are still working on the barracks. No big rush. I've also spent some time down in the caverns here, the place where we lost those 9 miners. Lots of painful memories down here, I'll tell you that much. And if you take a look at this group of stalagmites over here, you can see I turned them into up-down staircases, from their bases all the way up to the top. I got a lot of comments that said to try this before I started channeling them out from the top down, and it seems to be working. We've already carved out a big chunk of all of these ones in this corner here, with no incidents to speak of, so I'd say it's working. Although I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. You know, all these merchants here in the meeting hall have become quite a nuisance. Eating all our damn food, drinking all our drinks. How about you guys get the hell out of here? What do you say? I'm trying to think of what the hell their motives could be. I mean, they've been here for months now, just kind of hanging out, not doing much of anything. Maybe it's some sort of ancient form of dwarven hospitality. The needs of a traveling merchant must always be met with the kindest of dwarven hospitality. I guess I could kind of picture them being the worshippers of Deg trade wheels. That's the dwarven god of trade and wealth. Kind of interesting to picture it that way, I guess. Like a bunch of traveling pilgrim merchants who just kind of lay around at any fortress they encounter. Maybe it's just gotten twisted over time, and now they just take advantage of the system. Well, it may be a silly law, but it's a dwarven law as well, and it must be upheld. Anywho, I'm gonna keep working on this barracks down here, and down in those caves as well, and I'm also gonna try to sort out what type of armor our dwarves in the military are gonna be wearing. A lot of stuff to do here in Gomathzon, so I will return to you in just a little bit. Oh my god, everyone. I just made the most amazing discovery. Alright, so I was planning on what armor I should make for our military, and just for the heck of it, I went to go make something, say like a breastplate here, okay? And you could choose to make it out of blazing metal, but if you click D for details, you could choose what size it is, alright? So I'm going to make a full set of armor for leopard seal men. Oh man, this is gonna be amazing. Bim Silversnarl, completely armored in blazing metal armor. You know, I was going to be conservative and make small pieces of armor for a bunch of different military dwarves, but I cannot resist making a few big pieces of armor for Bim. That is just too cool. Yeah, I'm definitely doing it. And there we have it. Blazing metal helm, breastplate, gauntlet, high boot, and leggings. I'm not sure if Bim can wear greaves, but just the thought of trying to draw them on his body, I can't imagine it working out very well. Yeah, we'll just give him some leggings. This is going to be so amazing, I'm telling you. Well, that takes care of Bim, and it brings us down to 25 bars of blazing metal, which is really not a lot to work with at all. Now, I did the math out, and we can have a larger squad of maybe 10 dwarves, kind of sparsely armored in blazing metal, or I can make a small squad of just 3 dwarves, all heavily armored in blazing metal. Honestly, I think that's what I'm leaning towards, and that's definitely what I'm going to do. And I'll probably have a second squad as well, of more regularly armored dwarves, but these 3 will be the elite of our army. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm doing. And we're going to outfit these 3 dwarves with blazing metal, high boots, gauntlets, greaves, breastplates, and helmets. This is going to be awesome, I'm telling you. I'm so excited. And another artifact. Imush Kakdaldomas, the farm dwarf, from Future Lanterns, has created Ikastnitig Torir Nitem, a giant great horned owl leather subet, which is, I believe, some sort of an instrument. Pretty cool. Let's take a look. Saved Bites, the Void of Visions. Alright, well first of all, the subet is a mid-size handheld wind instrument consisting of 8 adjacent cylindrical bone pipes. The musician blows through a double reed in each pipe. The instrument has a 3-octave range going from mid to blah 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 blah, some sort of music stuff I don't know anything about. And let's see, this particular subet is made of giant great horned owl leather and menaces with spikes of giant great horned owl leather and peach wood. On the item is an image of Geshud entered channels the dwarf in nickel silver. I'd say that's pretty interesting. A damn fine artifact. Now throw it in the pile and get back to work. Let's see, what have we done around here? Nothing terribly interesting. Kias keep stealing the angel clothing that's still piled up above ground. I don't really care that much though, we can't do anything with this stuff. Kind of a shame really, but oh well. If you take a look down here, the barracks is almost completed. All 5 Z levels of it. Just a few finishing touches left. Over here in the temple, we're trying to carve away all this stone here to expose this statue of Tomud, the dwarven god of strength. That'll be nice when it's done, but still a little bit left to go. Every dwarven bedroom now has a bed, chest, and cabinet, which is pretty cool. Gonna have to put a little bit something else in each of those rooms too. Maybe we'll do some engravings. I tend not to engrave that many surfaces in my fortresses, which is really kind of a shame. Yeah, you know, that sounds like an idea. Over here, underground, you can see we now have a massive storage area for almost everything. There's been junk laying around since the beginning of this fortress, and I just kind of wanted to shove it off in some corner somewhere so I don't have to look at it all the time. Pretty much everything is down here. Gems, metal bars, charcoal, anvils, furniture, leather, you name it, it's probably down here. Except for all this angel clothing, which is still being stolen by Kias, even as we speak. Also have a little area over here just so we can melt down all the metal stuff in the fortress. We have a bunch of goblin armor and weapons that they dropped. It just seems like a shame to not do something with them. I like making things out of metal, and I don't feel like planting up a bunch of mines, so that kind of works out. Up above ground here, at the entrance to the fortress, you can see I built this small structure here, just kind of a little hall for the goblins to enter through when they come down into the fortress. Nothing too fancy at all. It doesn't even have a roof on it yet, but maybe it's the beginning of something. I don't know. I don't really have any good plans for up here at the moment. Not to say I have no plans at all. Actually, I do have some fairly extravagant plans, but we're still trying to get the basics down here in Gomathzon, so I'm not too concerned about it at the moment. This will have to do for now. Now that I'm getting awful sick of building stuff around here, we have not had any action here in this episode so far, so I'm gonna get this barracks finished up, put some dwarves in our military, and then try to do something interesting. Maybe go down in the caves or something, do some exploring. Sounds like a good idea to me. I'll get right back to you. Alrighty, and there we have it. Our barracks is now completed. You can see on the floor I made a stylized orthoclase image of a helmet, kind of like the icon of our civilization and our fortress here. I thought it came out pretty good considering I didn't have much space to work with. But anyways, if you take a look here, we now have a single squad with 3 dwarves in it. Edsel Tekadzim, Feb Casteraban, and Urvad Dodakmishthem, all former warriors of Zaludadil, and all 3 of whom are equipped with blazing metal armor and 2 bulky blazing metal lashes each. No shields. Now I don't know how that's gonna work, but it's gotta look pretty badass, I'd imagine. Now I haven't named the squad yet. Let's think for a second. I'm thinking we call them the Lashes of Tomud, the dwarven god of strength, and the one to whom we're making that big temple in our fortress for. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty cool. And these 3 dwarves, I think from this point forward, they're gonna be known as, we'll keep it simple, they'll each be known as a Tomud's Lasher. Alright, and there we have it, 3 Tomud's Lashers, as well as Addis the Balance Seeker, who's here training as well. Alright, now we have all the specialists of our military training, which is a good start anyways. These warriors will fight for your glory, mighty Tomud. The statue's coming along, but again, still have a ways to go. Oh, and actually another annoying thing I noticed as just a side note here, I had made a squad for the Hero of Balance, but apparently I can't put him in there. It would seem he's not a full member of our fortress. Here we can see Bim sleeping in a stockpile. I don't know why, he does have a room, but yes, has no labors available. I cannot give him any task whatsoever, which is fine, he could do as he pleases I suppose, but that also means he can't wear any of that armor that I made special for him, which really sucks. Oh well, I guess I'm kind of thinking he's still resistant to the idea of killing goblins. Kind of a shame really. Hopefully it comes around in time, but I suppose we'll see. Anyways, now that we have our barracks down, I gotta say I'm pretty sick of just building stuff. I've been kind of sitting around not doing much for quite some time now. So I'm thinking we do some exploring. How does that sound? Down underground here. Now this level here where we dug away all these stalactites and we now have this giant storage area, we've already explored quite a good amount of it. Man, I gotta tell you, this place is huge too. It goes up so many Z levels. Look at this, will ya? Crazy. So with that in mind, I think we should go all the way down to the lowest Z level, right at the bottom of this tunnel that we had made before. It's now all unexplored again, even though we had been out here in the past. It became hidden after we unretired the fortress. Remember, this is where we saw those reptile people in the past. I'm not expecting to see too much out here, but I guess we'll see. You know, even up to this point, I've yet to see any underground creatures, which is kind of strange. Alright, dwarves are destroying this wall here. Okay, I guess it's destroyed. I don't know why I can't see out there. That's kind of strange. Alright, I'm sending in the lashes. This is bizarre. Yeah, there are dwarves standing right next to this black area here, and we can't see anything. Oh my god. Some sort of bug, I would assume. Yeah, I'm not even too sure how to approach this. Oy, give me a moment. Alright, got rid of all the walls surrounding this bottom area here, as well as one of the up staircases, and I'm putting in a up-down staircase, just to see maybe if I could dig down farther. This whole thing doesn't make much sense. Okay, we discovered a magma pool, which we had discovered in the past. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was weird. Okay, well, anyways, we solved that little bug. Good. Anywho, well, it looks like this tribe of reptile people that were right by this entrance here has moved, and they're right over here now, next to this magma pool, which is really kind of interesting. Helps to warm their cold blood, I would imagine. Just kind of sitting at the lip of this magma pool. Interesting. But anyways, exploration. Oh, I'm ready for it. Alright, Steel Scout. Let's go. Start off by moving her right out here, right outside this little entrance, right here. We'll get up some doors here in the meantime, just so no beasties can sneak into the fortress. Wouldn't be a great thing. Oh, hey now. Just in the meantime, I guess. Fath Idashnomal, the Fisher Dwarf from Future Lanterns, has created Ertal Nakgal, a perfect rhodolite. Let's take a look. The Luxurious Riddles. This is a perfect rhodolite. All craft dwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with briolette cut rhodolites and encircled with bands of table cut yellow zircons. It's pretty interesting. A little boring, but not so bad. Another good artifact, I'd say. Now throw it in the pile and get back to work. Anyways, looks like Attis has made it down to the caves. Alright, Attis, where to? Looks like over this way leads down to some water. There's some tunnels over this way. I'm not sure she can get over there though. Not without going past those reptile people, and that could be pretty dangerous. Well, how about down over this way? Down in the southeast quadrant. Sounds like a good place to start. Here she comes. Heading through the caves. Not seeing much of anything yet. We'll head out a bit farther. All these exotic fungus trees. The majestic tunnel tube. The mighty spore tree. And the mysterious nether cap. Very interesting. Well, she's made it to the bottom right corner without seeing anything. I'm gonna send her up here on this little chunk of land by this water. Not seeing much of anything. Nothing at all. More trees. Goblin cap. Black cap. Some bloodthorns. Appears to be very heavily wooded down here, which is interesting. Well, I don't really want to send Attis over by these reptile people here, but it seems that's the last place we can go. Yeah, what the hell. I'll try to send her around the back here. Not sure she could avoid them though. Here she goes, heading up to where they are. She's approaching them. Hopefully she can avoid them. She's going around the back of where they are. Doesn't look like they know she's here. I'm gonna have her continue down this slope here, farther down into the caves. There's a big open area down this way. Oh my goodness, what do we have here? Raw adamantine. Praise the miners. My goodness, what sort of strange material is this? Attis, it would seem you've made quite a discovery. Here it is right here. Rough-hewn raw adamantine wall. That's a peculiar material, wouldn't you say? Very interesting. I'll have to send the miners down right away to get some samples. And look how oddly this thing is arranged. It appears to be some sort of a column or a pillar, unlike any other ore I've ever seen. Very strange. It attaches to the ceiling and then down into the floor here. Doesn't seem natural. We'll have to get the miners down here right away. Good find, Attis. You're quickly becoming a legend in your own right. Wow, really though, if you think about it, this dwarf here convinced the Hero of Balance to join the dwarven cause, and was the first dwarf to set eyes on this strange new material, adamantine. Oh my goodness, forgot about these reptile people here. They don't seem to want any trouble at all with my dwarves, even though they're labeled as being hostile. Okay, well, as long as they mind their own business. Scaly bastards. Alright, the dwarves have carved away some of this strange material here, and now we have some raw adamantine. I'm actually going to commission some new craft dwarf workshops so we can process this strange material. It doesn't appear to be a metal ore. Not a normal metal ore anyways. Very strange. Something is not right with this material. But hey, I suppose if we could use it to our advantage then, nothing wrong with that, right? Alright, so we've hauled some of this raw adamantine up to our storage area here. And even the ore seems odd. In fact, you can't just smelt it like normal ore. You have to extract metal strands from it, which is just bizarre. The sheer strangeness of this new material cannot be understated. But it is fascinating. Such possibilities. Here we can see a dwarf removing the delicate strands of adamantine from its surrounding matrix. Very bizarre. Now, it is my belief that it can be worked into weapons and armor. We still have some testing to do on this stuff. This whole area is very interesting down here. All these bizarre trees, this giant column of this strange new material. I'm gonna start clearing it out a bit. Hey now, would you take a look here? It says petitions available. Now that's the first time I've seen that this entire series. Let's take a look. It looks like it's all those merchants who I've not been able to give jobs to. They want to be full-on citizens of Legend Helm. Well, that's good to see. I'm thinking they realize the value of our new discovery and want in on it. Greedy bastards. No matter, we'll put them right to work. Unfortunately, I don't see Bim on this list. Perhaps in time. So good, we have a bunch of new workers now. But I'm gonna hold off for just a little bit before I give them actual jobs. A bit too focused on our new discovery to care very much. And regarding our new discovery, we have adamantine strands now, and now we can turn them into adamantine wafers. Not bars like typical metal. Assuming that this is some sort of a metal, it's a very involved process, that's for sure. The hope is that after we get some adamantine wafers, we can actually do something with them. Possibly turn them into weapons? Armor maybe? We might end up needing a lot more of them. Oh, would you look here? More raw adamantine. This is amazing. Right up here, just a little bit of it. Well, apparently when you get down underground, this stuff's all over the place. We won't have to worry about running out, that's for sure. Yeah, clearly this stuff's all over the place. We just discovered some more. Well, it's good we have plenty to work with. We'll discover its secrets in no time. Alright, over here we now have some adamantine wafers. A decent amount of them anyways. 11. Now let's see what we can do with them. Well, we can make pretty much anything out of them, I guess. Let's test it out by making a short sword, eh? Here we have Datan, the Axe Mother, the creator of that artifact axe from Zeludidel. She's going to be the first one to work this strange material into a weapon, right? And she has begun forging the weapon and has finished. And here it is, an adamantine short sword. Very interesting. I've never seen a blade this keen. It's so light. Amazing, really. Unbelievable. I'll tell you what, this would actually be a fantastic weapon for our scout. There we go. Well, she was the first one to discover adamantine, so she can also be the first to wield it. Sounds good to me. Well, we're gonna have to get started right away making more weapons for a proper military. Imagine a military outfitted with this beautiful material here. The keenest blades, the toughest armor. We will be unstoppable. Clearly the gods are working on our favor. We were able to work divine metal, but then we ran out of this stuff, and were thus gifted with adamantine. And one more artifact to finish off this episode. Meng Dumat Kazest chose Celebobet Thumb, a fisher dwarf and warrior from Future Lanterns, has created Maram Dumat, a willow amulet. Let's take a look. Pristine roughness. Oh my goodness. A willow amulet. It is encrusted with round gypsum cabicons, decorated with persimmon wood, and encircled with bands of oval bismuthinite cabicons and kakapo bone. This object is adorned with hanging rings of pink garnet and menaces with spikes of peachwood and bismuthinite. On the item is an image of Zuspkas, Sweltered Tix the Goblin, and Bim Silversnarl, the Rapid Violator of Shadows, the Leopard Seal Man in Willow. Bim is killing the Goblin with an iron warhammer. Interesting. Oh, and to finish it off, there's an image of 2 tomato plants in almondine. Well, you may remember that Bim stopped killing goblins because he felt pity for them, so I'm not sure he'd get a kick out of this artifact here. We'll have to keep it hidden from him. Anywho, throw it in the pile and get back to work. Now then, I think that's where we're going to finish off this episode. And what an exciting episode. I mean, holy crap. Just loaded with events. Attis has returned with Bim Silversnarl in tow, and now Bim lives here in Gomathzon with the dwarves. That alone is pretty remarkable. He's still trying to get a hang of things here, but before long he's going to be an asset to the fortress, I can guarantee as much. We have our new barracks over yonder ways, with our 3 lashers of Tomud, and their blazing metal armor, wielding bulky blazing lashes. That is something. The elite forces of our military. A military which we still have to flesh out a bit more next episode. A military that will be outfitted with the finest of armor, thanks to our new discovery. Adamantine. A metal, the likes of which has never been seen before in the Ageless realms. The goblins no longer stand a single chance. For luck lies with the dwarves, I'd say. Oh yes. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this episode, and I do hope you'll join me next time, here in Gomathzon, home of adamantine. Oh yes. And until then, you bearded bastards,